What is up, everyone? I'm sorry I am late. I was hanging out with some fam for Father's Day, and I had to do my skincare routine. Let me just keep it 100. Oh, y'all seeing all titty meat. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Oh, my mom gonna get me, y'all. Let me read these comments real quick before we get into it. Hey, so first, you guys, I know that I have been so disrespectful. Why is it showing this titty meat? Okay, sorry. I know that I've been super disrespectful and I have not been recaps like I should, and I really just haven't been in the spirit of recording right now. So I wanted to make sure that I did a live, especially for all of you, just to make sure that we could talk about tonight's episode. So I have my notes. We can talk about this. We can break it down so people can't say I haven't been doing this. But make sure you comment in the comment section. You know, how are you feeling about this episode? Did you like it? Did you were just like, it was just okay? Let me know. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start with Keisha because Keisha finally had this damn baby. Y'all. I didn't know if they was ever gonna let her have this baby. She finally had the baby. But before we get into the actual her giving birth, which I thought was such a beautiful scene in the episode, I do want to talk about what's kind of going on with her. And so it seems as though I felt as though Keisha was basically, she doesn't want to give the baby up. I don't know if I was the only one getting that impression that Keisha doesn't want to give her child up. I felt like she was like on the fence of, I kind of want to raise my baby at this point, and she just doesn't know if realistically this is something that she can do by herself. But we see that she's looking at her baby album. And, you know, her mom comes in, she's kind of talking about reminiscing like on having her because her mom did have her young. And then she asked her mom, she was like, I'm not going to be able to have this, will I? And she's just like, no, you'll have it someday, just not with this one. And so we see that she's still working through, she's still going to work. I know she's about to pop at any moment. So we see that she meets a guy. There's a guy working at her little shop by the name of Christian. And so Christian, I would say Christian a good dude, y'all. He looked like a nice young man, got a good head on his shoulders. Like, I was like, okay, Christian is somebody that I want to meet. I want to meet a Christian. Lord, right now, I see what you are doing for other people, and I want you to do it for me, okay? So she sees Christian, and then she made like, he was like, well, why you be going in the back? Because since you're telling me that we can't, if it's not on the shelf, then basically we don't have it. She was like, I'll be going for an escape. And he was like, well, let me know next time so I can escape with you. I said, okay, Christian, you better want to escape with your girl. So we see that she's been having like these pains, like they're saying it is Braxton Hicks, and she keeps having all these pains throughout the course of the episode. We saw in last week's episode where they basically was about to induce her, and then essentially she just needed a cup of water to make sure that she was feeling okay, which I'm happy that they're showing these things. I wish that they would delve a little bit more deeper into it, just about how Black women are treated when we go to the hospital when we're seeking medical attention, and especially something as pregnancy, since so many Black women actually die from giving birth, mainly because their doctors didn't listen to them. They wanted to just get them in and out instead of really paying attention to what their symptoms are, looking at their health history, really trying to understand what is happening with them. But we see that I was like, this time getting closer and closer together, like, baby, I don't think that this is Braxton Hicks no more. I think you're probably in labor at this point in time. And so we see that she ends up, they like, okay, like at this point they're talking to the midwife, like, hey, it's go time. Let's get this pool going. Let's get this water popping in this pool. And then I do have to say, when she started doing the birthing intentions, she was like, y'all, we gotta talk about the birthing intentions. Baby, ain't nobody worried about them damn birthing intentions. Even Nina was like, F the birthing intentions. Let's go ahead and go to the doctor. But the midwife came, saved the day, and I love the shots that they had. I love that Keisha, who felt like she was so along with everything that she was going to, everything that she was going through, that at the end of the day that she had women surrounded by her, empowering her to do this natural birth, giving her strength that she can get through all of this. But riddle me this, y'all. Y'all don't think Nina was being a little bit too nice this episode? For someone who had literally just read Dre's phone last episode, and it said, "Thanks for keeping our little secret," which doesn't make any sense because, like, who texts like that? That don't make any sense. Whatever. I have a lot of issues with the writing for these past couple episodes. I know that I haven't been able to talk to you guys about it weekly, but I do have some issues about this. So I was surprised that Nina didn't confront Dre and Jada. I'm sure she's probably like, now is not the time. You know, my daughter's about to give birth. But I was just a little bit confused because if you just saw this text message come through and you feel like your girl is cheating on you, I don't understand why there wouldn't have been some type of confrontation and she up. It just didn't make sense from a writing standpoint. And I guess I can dive a little bit deeper into this. I did think it was funny when Nina called Dre a hotep, when Dre was basically like, I don't want any doctor, I don't want to do no Western medicine or anything like that. But Nina is questioning Dre's whereabouts. Like, really sit and think about this. Like, Dre almost missed Keisha having to be induced. Like, there was no one there to advocate for Keisha if it wasn't for the new adoptive mom, if it wasn't for her advocating for Keisha's care to make sure that they weren't doing something more severe than what they actually needed to do. And so this is what doesn't make sense to me. I do want to say, I know Jada is going through a lot. We see that Jada has a conversation with Dre talking about how she wants Dre to carry out her wishes and her will if something were to happen to her. But Dre asking Jada, hey, can you please tell Emmett about me? Can you please tell Emmett about you having cancer so I can tell my wife what's going on? That doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, I think it's very selfish for Jada to put Dre in a situation like this, especially for anyone who was watching the previous season. Up until now, Nina and Dre are not in a good place. Like, they're literally not in a good place. So for Jada to put that on top of Dre, that's too much. And I feel like for Dre, like, you should have just had a conversation with Jada, like, hey, Jada, I'm here for you. You're my best friend. Like, I'm going to be there until the end. But at the end of the day, I got to tell my wife what's going on. Like, you can't just be lying, talking about I'm going to the gym. Now, Dre, I ain't seen that one muscle on you or any indication that you up here working out. Like the stuff, the lines that they give Dre to lie to Nina, I be wanting to shake Nina like, Nina, you can't be falling for this. This can't make sense. Like, you just believe in all these lazy lies, okay? Lazy lies. You see your wife calling you 15 million times. You don't think to see, hey, something might be wrong. Like, I don't understand. You turn your phone off. You don't at least tell your wife. Like, a person would at least be like, hey, babe, I'm going to be home late. This is what's going on. Like, you will proactively tell your lie, not wait for Nina to get upset. Like, if you're trying to make sure that you're keeping this secret and being able to be there for your friend, you will make sure that home is taken care of so you can do what you need to do. I don't know if that's me, but then the whole thing, like, y'all saw you saw the scenes, the preview for next week's episode, and the brat coming up. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? From a writing standpoint, that does not make sense. It doesn't make sense for a couple who is in marriage counseling, like who is literally in couples counseling right now. They're in counseling for their child. They're in couples counseling for their relationship. They've literally been in counseling for 2 seasons at this point. So it doesn't make sense that their communication will be that bad. From a writing standpoint, that just doesn't add up. If you've been in counseling, you are over communicating, okay? This is something that you guys are talking about weekly with your therapist. Like, there's exercises, just like they gave the exercise to do with Kevin about setting up boundaries, allowing people to have, more freedom. That doesn't add up. Like, at this point, you just shouldn't even have them. You shouldn't even have them in therapy, because the behavior that Dre is exhibiting and the way that Nina is checking Dre's phone and is not basically confronting Dre about what's happening, it just doesn't make sense from a writing standpoint. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense for Jada to put that burden onto Dre, even if she doesn't feel like Emmett is ready, even if they feel as though that Dre's wife talks too much. I don't feel like that's something that Nina... it just doesn't make sense. I'm leaving it alone. At this point, Nina finna start cheating because I I'll save it for next week. But y'all tell me you saw a text message like that, and then that woman in your house, you see Nina talking about, do you need to sit down? Are you okay? You don't think that she would have went off on her Keisha having a baby or not? You don't think that would have made sense, like, for that to happen? I thought she was about to curse her out, but instead she started cursing out the damn birth intentions. So I just don't. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. But let's talk about, because I'm gonna say, we can go ahead. No, wait. Let's talk about Trey real quick, and then I'll go ahead and I'll talk about Kevin. And then we'll end with Duda. So, all right, Trey. So, Amani Shai getting ready. I mean, I basically said this is going to happen from the first. Shai's getting ready for an interview, and Amani should be nice and is trying to, help him out with a tie. And then when Amani tries to tie the tie for Shai, he was like, "Hey, man, get up off of me." So basically, he's letting Amani know that he knows that she's trans at this point in time. So we see that Amani's had enough. She basically told Trey that Shai clocked her and was like, "Hey, he got to be out of my house ASAP. Like, you saying you working on it, that's not working no more." So you see that communication, how Amani got into Trey's ass, and they ain't in no therapy, no nothing. And she as soon as he walked through the door, it was something. That's the type of energy I need Nina to be giving Dre at this point in time. Like, that's what I need. Because at this point, Dre be gaslighting the hell out of Nina. Like, "Babe, calm down. Why you tripping?" I'm gonna stop. But we see that Shai ends up going on a job interview. So he's trying to get this job. He's trying to make sure he can bring income. He can take care of himself. And, what we see far too many times is that even though people go to jail, they do their time, there's nothing that's set in place in order to make sure that people are hiring them, to make sure that they can be on the up, that they can, live a good life, be on the straight and narrow, because there's no opportunities for them. And I love that Shai, when he brings up, like, hey, there's programs now where they're paying companies extra incentives to hire ex-cons, but even with those incentives, they still don't want to give people a chance. And so he's frustrated by this. And what had me going crazy is we saw how upset Shai got. Okay, we saw how upset he got when he had walked out and Trey saw him. But the fact that Trey said, "Hey, man, you okay?" Trey, do it look like he okay? This man sitting up here cursing at his job interview, upset, okay? And that's the first thing you gonna ask him. Are you okay? How that make sense for me, Trey? Did he look okay? Obviously, he didn't look okay if you was sitting up, if you had to ask the question in the first place. That does not make sense, sir. It doesn't make any sense. Why I keep calling this man Trey? Trick! Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm tired. It's past my bedtime. Trick, y'all know who I was talking about, not Trey. Trick. Sorry, baby. Charge it to my mind, not to my heart, okay? It's Trick. Y'all know who I was talking about. All right, so Trick. I can't get nobody's name right. I cannot. So Trey decides that this is the perfect time, after Shai is all upset about this interview that he had got his hopes up. Oh, now's the time for me to take him out for drinks and tell him he gotta get his ass up out my house. And so he basically has this conversation with him like, "Hey, you can't be talking to my girl like that. What's happening?" And he was like, "Bruh, like, that's a he. Are you gay?" And I said, "Now, sir, basically how Shai was talking the whole time, Trig is gonna have to kill him. Trig is gonna have to kill Shai. He was basically like, I snitched for you. I didn't have to do that. You would have been in jail too." I was just like, how he talking? He talking like he ain't let it go. So at this point, I feel like by the end of the season, he's going to have to kill Shai, because Shai is out of pocket at this point in time. And especially once he said, "Hey, are you gay?" He was just like, "Oh, well, guess what, baby? You got to get up on my house by the end of the weekend. You want to sit up here and talk smack, and you ain't got a place to stay. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no money. You ain't got nothing." At the end of the day, you are correct. Shai did go to jail, and he could have snitched on Trig. But at the end of the day, you was going to jail regardless if you would have snitched on Trig or not. Like, what? I don't understand. So you talking out the side of your neck like this, and to be honest with you, Trig should have checked this in the beginning. Because when that man, I knew right from when he got into the car, like he was about to drive his G-Wagon, I knew that Shai was going to be problems. Because anyone that has that much just like, I mean, my man's went straight to the driver's seat like that was his car. I said, "No, sir. I know you not thinking you finna be driving this G-Wagon." So I say, oh, Alpha, you think that Amani's gonna kill him? Hey, you never know. He might come at Amani the wrong way, and she might have to go ahead and take his life. But I don't know. I think it might be Trig, the one who does it. But I don't know. I was just like, it is what it is. But actually, before I get into, let me finish up Jada and Emmett. So Jada. I do want to point out that I'm really happy that her dude is sticking by her, with her being sick from all the treatment, she's getting weaker. I'm really happy that, like, he's like, "I love you. I'm going to be here for you." I'm really happy that she finally has that support. I just wish that it didn't come at a point in time where everything was actually going so right for her. And now that she's sick, she can't even necessarily enjoy the time that she has with her loved ones. But I am so frustrated with Emmett's character. Now, y'all know Emmett done got on my nerves since season 1. Since day 1, Emmett has literally been getting on my nerves. And I just don't understand how Emmett keeps taking all these steps back from a writing standpoint. Because I felt like after last season, even where we see him at the beginning of this season, I just felt as though that I felt like Emmett was he was on a good path. Like, he had his business, he wanted to do things the right way. He wanted to tell Tiff about Dom because it was weighing on his conscience. Like, he's actually trying to be open and honest. And I was so frustrated with him this episode, the previous episode, how he handles the relationship between his mother and his friend. Like, even though I understand I would have an issue if my mother was dating one of my classmates, but at the end of the day, like, he is in this different place. So I just don't expect Emmett to react in that way, shape, or form. And it almost undoes all of the good things that have been happening for Emmett, to the point where I was actually rooting for him, where I actually liked him as a character. It just doesn't make sense for me. And especially, when, he's still making comments. You can't even tell something wrong with your mom. You can't tell that she's sick. Like, how are you not seeing these changes in her? I just didn't understand. And really, I want them to do better. Because I feel like Emmett is going back in the wrong direction from a writing standpoint. And I can't take it anymore. Like, I understand, hey, he might have a time where he slips in and out. Like, actually, a cute moment that I can actually give from this week's episode where he kind of slipped back into old Emmett, but it was cute, is when he was basically saying, like, he asked his mom, like, "Hey, do you want to pray? What do you want to do?" And she was like, "You pray?" And he was like, "Yeah, every time me and Tiff have sex, I pray that she don't get pregnant." Like, that was cute. That was like showing a glimpse of old Emmett, but it still makes sense for where we are now. I feel like that is what's working. But, I mean, with Emmett, he's still having issues in regards with, Tiff. They're having these conversations where, I don't know if I'm mixing up the because I watch episode 4 and 5 back to back, so please forgive me. But I do feel like Tiff loved that. She loved old dude. I forgot his Dante. She loved Dante. I feel like Tiff is definitely going to leave Emmett. I don't know if she's going to be conflicted by that just because of what Emmett is going through. But I am happy that Emmett has his father, because I think that scene when he's basically crying, when he's in the bathroom, he's trying to hold it together. He can't. He's being mean to his dad, trying to push his dad away. But his dad says, like, "I'm going to be here. I'm going to stay." And the fact that he was able to comfort his son, that Emmett felt comfortable really confiding in him, being able to cry to let his guard down. I really love that scene. I thought that was a really cool moment to really see the progress that we've seen with Darnell and Emmett's relationship. But it does, I do find it weird that we actually didn't see that happen between him and Tiff, which leads me to believe that Tiff is going to end up leaving Emmett for Dante. Like, I promise by the end of the season, I'm pretty positive that it's going to happen. Also, some people are agreeing. Look, she is falling in love, okay? The writing is better, but I think we're starting to regress. With these past 2 episodes, with the whole situation between Jada and Dre and Nina, even going into this whole Kevin and Jake and Gemma love triangle, I think we're starting to regress a little bit, and I just hope that they don't. I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they really don't, because we really have been doing better this entire season so far. So maybe him knowing his mom has cancer, he will get better. Next week, it looks like he's talking to Kevin, giving him advice. Yeah, I hope he gets better. But the thing is, it's not even about getting better. Like, he was better. He was better like the first episode, the second episode. Even when he tells Tiff that's him being like, he was being him and he was taking responsibility for his mistakes. So yeah, I think the behavior around his boyfriend, you are absolutely right. I think the behavior is totally uncalled for. It's totally irresponsible. And it's just, I feel like he's regressing, and I don't want to see that. Yes, there is a beautiful scene for Father's Day. Yes, One Journey. Y'all already know that Tiff is leaving Emmett. Keisha's mom gonna leave Dre. I mean, yeah, they've been on rocky ground for 2 seasons, so I don't think they got more than just 6 episodes, right? I hope they do. Look, Brooklyn, I knew that the mood got serious when Darnell took his Bluetooth out. When y'all seen Darnell take his Bluetooth out? Have you ever seen Darnell take his Bluetooth? I ain't never seen that man take his Bluetooth out. So when he took his Bluetooth out, I knew that was going to be a beautiful father and son moment, because I've never seen him take that Bluetooth out. That's how I knew it got serious. That's when it got real. What do you think is a little clunky, James Earl? Tell me how you really feel about Gemma, okay? Well, it had to be a completely different show now because they got rid of Jason Mitchell. So, yeah. Poor y'all. Can we talk about how the writers really have no idea? Oh! Thank you for bringing this up. Now, this has nothing to do with this week's episode, but I did have comments from previous episodes that I have watched. I don't know why Papa is getting sidelined, because literally he is one of the fan favorites of the series. I mean, I see that him and Maisha are doing something next week, but I don't understand why he's being sidelined. But also, too, can y'all let me know? I thought that Papa's dad was going to jail. So when I saw Papa's dad helping them with Rock and then helping them with the neighborhood watch thing, I was a little confused by that. Was that just me? But I thought his dad was like going to jail or he was in trouble. So I'm just really confused that he's still out here being a pastor and we just said nothing else about it. We haven't really seen, like, is the relationship between Papa and his dad, is that better? I was a little confused by that. Let me know, like, am I tripping? Did I miss something? Let me know. So let me see. Okay, so I wasn't tripping. Because I thought Papa's dad was in trouble for taking that money. He took a bribe to, like, get votes for, I forgot who Lena Boy's character's name was on the show. So, okay, so I'm not the only people that's confused about Papa's dad. Okay, I thought he was going to jail too, but he was out here helping with Rock, so I don't understand. His daddy did snitch, so that's why I was a little confused as to what was actually happening. But let me make sure. Okay, let's talk about what y'all want to talk about anyway, because y'all know y'all don't want to talk about nothing else but this whole crazy love triangle that's happening between Gemma, Kevin, and Jake. So, okay, a couple of things. Now, I called this from back when Jake was talking smack about Gemma. I told y'all that he liked Gemma. I told you guys this. But, okay. So, he's texting Gemma. Gemma's giving him a cold shoulder, giving every excuse in the book on why she can't meet up with him. And then we see that she beating up with Jake. And I was like, didn't Jake just curse you out last episode? Like, am I tripping? Did I miss that? I thought he cursed you out last episode. I don't even understand. I guess Jake has the whole bad boy thing going for him. I don't think Kevin nor Jake is on Gemma's level at this point in time. I don't think she needs to be dating either one of them. So yeah. No, Jake definitely Jake definitely likes Gemma. Any man who gonna take all that time to be cursing about some girl that he barely know, that his boy is with, like, he definitely likes her. Come on now, Jake. This the part that really just had me heated the whole episode. When Jake told her, when Jake said that Kevin's like my brother, so if you don't tell him, I will. Sir, riddle me this. How you gonna say, how are you gonna say that Kevin is like a brother to you, but you were literally stealing his girlfriend? Writing. Y'all, how does that make sense? Because it's not even like Jake wasn't even conflicted about what he was doing. Jake didn't feel like he was wrong. He didn't feel like, love you too, Chrissy. He didn't feel like he was wrong about it. He didn't feel like conflicted or guilty about it. And he's sitting up there like, well, Kevin, my brother, so you need to tell him. I said, well, Beesh, why she gotta tell him? At this, you was friends with him before she even knew him, so why don't you go ahead and be a man about it and tell him, since, like, I had to pause the show. Literally, when he said that Kevin is like a brother to me, I had to pause the entire show because I was like, I know they didn't just have him say this as he's not trying to, like, sleep with his friend, his brother's girlfriend. I'm just having make sense because it doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense. Jake is definitely a sociopath. I don't know. Is he though? Because he does show, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to blame Reggie. I just blame Reggie. Yeah, like, no remorse. Literally, I had, like, the confused sign, like, question marks was going up all around me. Like, who said to say this? Who said to say this? So yeah. So essentially, after that, we see that essentially he ends up seeing them at the event, right? So they're having this big fundraising thing that they're trying to do to get the bid for the Olympics to come to Chicago. And I was even more confused because Kevin, you didn't have no conversation. You didn't go to try to talk to Gemma. You don't see how they're flirting with each other, how she literally tells Jake to come with her and not you. I don't know why it took so long throughout the course of this entire episode. I don't know if they're going to be like, oh, well, he was trying not to believe it, or he just didn't want to put two and two together. I was just like, it's pretty obvious to me, baby. You don't think it's obvious? Gemma's literally having a conversation with Kevin, but staring at Jake from all the way across the room, talking to another girl. I was like, I wanted to come through the screen and I just wanted to shake the hell out of Kevin. I just wanted to shake him. Like, why can't you see what's happening before your head? I just, or at least have like a little bit of build up to it. Like, I just feel like we went from 0 to 100 real quick. It didn't make sense for even her to, like, be able to, for who Gemma is as a person, she wants to make people work for things. And I just didn't even feel like that was her. Like, the way that she was chasing after Jake this entire episode, like, oh, why are you, she was like, oh, are you trying to make me jealous? And he was like, yeah. And I was just like, this doesn't even sound like normal dialogue for somebody like Gemma. Gemma would have broke up with Kevin. Like, Gemma would have gave Kevin a whole monologue on why he doesn't deserve her, or how he has not been supporting her. Like, would have ended it with the black woman is the most disrespected person. Like, she would have went into a whole soliloquy, like, on why Kevin did not deserve to be with her. So I just, like, I can see it gradually happening. Like, when she had Jake on the show and, you know, he did it and Kevin didn't do it. And then when he, like, I would have been like, let's give that a couple more episodes before we just go from 0 to 100 real quick. So I was just like, how it's supposed to hit. And then when she goes, they leave, and then he go looking for them, and he see them kissing, and then they just look, and she's about to run after him, and then Jake grabs her. It was so dramatic, y'all. I was like, I guess, I mean, I was dramatic as hell in high school, so I could see how they wanted to play this out. But I was just like, what is happening right now? I didn't, like, I felt like for how Kevin has been going down this dangerous path, I felt like Kevin and Jake would have gotten into a fight. If y'all got into a fight over how y'all responded to the police, I feel like this was definitely fighting offense. Like, y'all definitely could have got into a fight, and I totally would have condoned this. I just didn't. It just doesn't make sense, baby. Make it make sense. That actually talking about this out loud, I had a lot of issues with this episode. And I know this episode was supposed to push the plot forward. It's kind of like a mid-season type of finale thing. I just had so many more questions. I feel like all these characters are just not making any logical decisions, like on how these characters will actually behave in real life. So I'm just confused. And then when he started holding hands in the hallway, I was just like, y'all, we are being very dramatic for no reason at this point. I just didn't understand what was happening that entire time. Now, Gemma wrong as hell. Jake wrong as hell. I think Jake is more wrong than Gemma is. I mean, at the end of the day, I know Gemma gets on my everlasting nerves, but I do feel as though that Kevin hasn't been there for her. Now, I will say that Kevin had a point in last week's episode when he basically told her, like, you doing all this, I want to fight a revolution. You got your rich daddy to bail you out, okay? If your dad can get a mayor elected, your dad can do anything. You can literally get in trouble and nothing will ever happen to you. And I think that I still believe that she just has been very negligent to understanding where Kevin grew up from, which is really weird how she can't understand that for Kevin, but to then be so attracted to Jake. That is just what doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. So okay, Sleep got a good point. So Sleep says people forget that Kevin has attempted murder. Jake hasn't done nearly as much as Kevin. You're absolutely correct. Kevin just doesn't want to be that, but his circumstances may change him, which is true. But I just think that I just don't see why Gemma would ever be attracted to somebody like Jake. Yeah, you can have the whole bad boy thing, but if Kevin not wanting to go to college or know what he wanted to major in, if that was something that can trigger her, Jake calling people bitches and hoes and like, it don't make sense. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like, you know what? I bet Jake gonna get her pregnant. Jake gonna get Gemma pregnant. Watch. Jake is going to get Gemma pregnant. I already see it. I can literally foresee her getting pregnant by Jake. I can totally see this. Yes. You know what? You're right. She probably does. She loves a good project. She loves, hey, look what I turned this person. He was like this, and then now he's like that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. But she's gonna be pregnant trying to change him as well. So I don't. Did I peep that Gemma mentioned she wanted Jake from the start? Ooh, you are absolutely right. She did say she wanted Jake from the start, but Kevin was the only one that approached her. I was like, okay, now, Jimmy, you ain't ish, and you ain't gonna never be ish. Like, why you with Kevin if that's who you wanted the whole time? So now it just comes off as if you was just sitting here waiting for Jake to make a move. So did she ever even like Kevin at this point? I'm surprised Kevin didn't snatch her up. I'm really surprised by this. Dang, I ain't got no more water. I'm hella thirsty. Okay. But let's see. Let's talk about Otis. Because I got some stuff with Otis's storyline. Okay, can I be honest with y'all? Before we get into this, can I just be honest with y'all real quick? I'm going to be honest, okay? I swear I'm not trying to rip into this episode like this or the show, because I do think that the show looks better. I think that they're moving in a step in the right direction. I just think these last two episodes just been a little iffy for me. So, okay. I respect Candy's hustle, okay? I respect Candy's hustle. I'm happy for her. I'm happy she's doing these acting gigs. But her playing Duda's wife is just, that is overacting. It's overacting. Like, it's literally overacting at this point. When Tracy, first of all, Tracy sleeping with Otis in front of his wife just does not make sense for the person who Tracy is. It does not make sense to her character. It just doesn't. It's out of nowhere. It's like they didn't know what to do with Tracy, so they put her in this whole love triangle that just don't make no sense whatsoever. And when she was like, where was my invite? Like, don't worry, I'll just watch. I'm like, sis, why are you doing all this? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, why? Who didn't nobody tell you? Like, can you tone it down a little bit? It just doesn't. It's like she's doing the Welcome to the Dungeon, the Shai edition. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me. It just it's too much. Every single time I see her, it's too much. It's way too much. But her character in this episode, we see them at the charity event. She's dancing. She basically says, I want a spot in your cabinet. He was like, be pleased. And she basically says, I'm going to threaten you with divorce unless you basically give me what I want. So I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going to happen with them. I thought he was going to make an announcement at the thing that he was divorcing her. But I am happy. Also, too, this is another thing though. Sorry, let me go back to this. When he checked Tracy like that, I couldn't see Tracy keeping her mouth shut like that. You know what? Imani had told Tracy, like, you need to be standing up for the girls in the trap house that can't get away. I just think that when he told her, like, you know, I can't change who I used to be, so you can deal with her, get the F on. Ain't no way Tracy would have let somebody talk to her like that. It ain't no way that Tracy would let someone talk to her like that. This is not the same sad, insecure Tracy that we met at the beginning of the series. You know, this lonely person who lost her child. Like, this isn't the same. This isn't the same Tracy. So the fact that she let him say that, it didn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense for her character and who she is at this point in time. So I just felt like they should have just let Tracy leave. Because when Jason, baby, what's his name? What's his name? Why I can't think of his name? Who got shot? Who got killed he thought he was Jason's dad, but he wasn't Jason? What's his name? I can't think of nobody's name. But basically, when he got killed last season, they should have just let Tracy ride off into the distance, because it's like they literally don't know anything to do with his character. Now, for all of y'all, Ronnie, thank y'all. Ooh, I'm so sorry, Ronnie. I'm so sorry, baby. Try to my mind, not to my heart, okay? I don't think that it was. I know a lot of people in the comment section right now are saying that they think that Tracy is the one who shot him. But remember, when he was looking, he smiled. So it almost looked as if Tracy was coming up, but someone shot him from a different direction, because he was turned this way, but then someone shot him from over here. I don't think that it was. I don't think that it was Tracy. I don't think it was Tracy at all who was the one that ended up shooting him. I was happy that, you know, he invites her to the roof, but before that, we see that Imani basically went off on Tracy and let her know, like, Tracy, like, she was almost checking Tracy, like, Tracy, who are you? Like, who is the person that's supposed to be over rocks, who's supposed to be protecting our neighborhoods, who's starting this neighborhood watch? Like, who are you? Like, I was happy that she ended up checking her, because I was sitting here the whole time. Now, I do want to give a side note. Tracy was wearing the hell out of that jumpsuit, okay? When I say she was thick with it, I said, Lord, now why I ain't got an ass like that? I said, Lord, why can't you bless me with an ass like Tracy ass, okay? Tracy, I was like, Tracy was wearing that jumpsuit. She bad as hell. I was just like, now, baby, I said, now, Lord, you done gave me the tickle bitties, but can I get a tickle or a butt old biggie butt? Like, can I get a butt like Tracy's? I said, I don't be trying to objectify people, but I'm just saying, Tracy, You are blessed, okay? You are blessed with junk in the trunk, and I just want an ounce of what you have, Tracy. But I thought it was a little weird. We see this whole conversation between Gemma's dad and him. Basically, he checked him like, hey, like, you've been feeling yourself for a long time. I'm the reason you got here. And he was like, sir, I don't work for you, so you need to figure that out for yourself. I don't know if it was necessarily, I mean, do y'all really think it was Gemma's dad who shot him? Do you really think it was Duda's dad who shot Duda's dad? Gemma's dad who shot Otis. Child, I can't get none of these names to save my damn life. Y'all really think that it was Gemma's dad? I don't think it was Gemma's dad. I think it might be Amani. Now, technically, Amani had went home with Jake, so I'm not quite sure. But I don't know, y'all. But wait a minute, this probably ain't what happened. But let me write the episode real quick. Let me write real quick for the shot. What if they brought Reggie back? What if they brought Reggie back and Reggie was the one that shot him? That'd be dope as hell. Cause did we see a body for Reggie? Did we find a body? Like, no. Did I just make that up? I just made that up. It's okay. Maybe it was one of the police officers. You never know. Or it could have been Rosalind. Isn't his wife named Rosalind? It could have been Rosalind too. You never know. I mean, Reggie's supposed to be on Power. Dang. Okay. Now, I would hope if I had my own casting, I would bring Reggie back from the dead and let it be Reggie who shot him. So I think it was Reggie, Rosalind, or one of the officers. Maybe the officer that he fired could have been the same person that actually shot him. Those are going to be my 3 picks. That's who I'm going with. So it is what it is. Like, that's who I'm going with. Those are the 3 people that I'm saying. But if it was Reggie, it would be really good if they brought Reggie back. I'm just telling you, I don't know who need to hear this. Y'all need to just hire me to be in the writer's room for the shot. I will have y'all popping, baby. I have y'all popping. It's not Tracy. Because the way that Tracy let him curse her out, she digmatized, okay? She's digmatized at this point in time because let somebody would tell me to get that phone. Well, I will gladly get that phone because at the end of the day, you need me more than I need you, baby. Dick ain't that good. If my parents are watching, I don't know what it means to have good peen or not have good peen because I'm a virgin. And if my dad is watching, don't be snitching on me. But yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying those are my picks. That's who I'm going with. Okay, but it is what it is. I didn't like this episode. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I did think the scenes of Keisha's like birth, I thought that was beautifully shot, but I just didn't like this episode. I mean, even with how they tried to build up there was more intensity in the first episode showing us all of these things that were happening to where we actually ended up off. Like, I don't know. This episode just didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. And I feel like we're kind of getting back into these old traps right now. So I don't know. I don't think they even I can't even say they took from Power because I don't think they build up to it like Power did. So, really the main thing that I love is really Keisha's storyline in this episode. I like that she has someone who sees her, who sees all of her, like who knows what happened to her, but still wants to pursue her. I think that that's something that she probably thought she would never be able to experience. So I'm happy to see that. But I just, the whole preview for next week with the brat being there and Nita finna start sleeping with the brat, it's too much, y'all. It's too much. It don't make no sense. It is too much. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but what did y'all think about this episode? Did you guys like this week's episode? Did you not like it? Did I think it was a filler? Yeah, because if you really sit and think about it, the only big thing that happened is Kev found out about Gemma and Keisha had her baby. Like, those are the only 2 big things. We already knew dude I was getting shot. And hell, like, we already knew Kevin was going to find out. So as soon as we saw that this was going to be this week's episode, I mean, so really it was just Keisha had her baby. But we already knew that was coming. But because it was so beautifully shot, I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't terrible, but I'm just like, it was giving me beautiful gowns. But I'm gonna keep sticking through. Do you guys want to keep doing like these live streams talking about the episode? I'm trying to, when I went on my vacation, I'm trying to find a way to give myself personal time back. And doing a live stream like this will allow me to do that. But do you guys want to do this like at 10 o'clock when the episode goes off? Do you want to do it earlier in the day? Like, how y'all feeling? Do y'all like this whole 10 p.m. when the episode goes off, we can have a live discussion about the Shai? Does this work for you? Now, y'all know it ain't finna be Brandon K-Pop. So y'all can go ahead and let that go. It ain't finna be Brandon because y'all know Brandon cannot come back to that set. So it'll be Reggie, okay? So you guys like the live chats more. Okay, so y'all want to do 10 p.m.? I can't always guarantee I'm going to be up at 10 o'clock at night, but I will try. Y'all, I think I broke my toe. Yeah, I'm pretty positive my toe was broke. It's leaning, too. Yeah, my toe leaning. I think I broke my toe. Okay. Yeah, people are like, did you get your nails for Corella? I was like, beach, no. I saw this picture and I thought it was cute. So I got my nails like that. But thank y'all, though. Okay, so why are y'all saying no? What'd you say no or oh no to? What happened? Oh, my toe. No, so the reason why I'm not actually going to get my toe checked, so we'll do a quick story time before I let y'all go. So I broke my toe before. I broke my pinky toe. Okay? I was at a New Year's Eve party, okay? And somebody's dad he fell down, fell on top of the chair, and the chair was on top of my foot. So I had the chair on my toe. I had the daddy on my toe. And I was like, damn, my toe hurt so damn bad. But, I wasn't tripping. I was working out and stuff afterwards. I went to the gym and stuff. And, it was still hurt. I was like, damn, Paul, it's been like a whole week and this toe still hurt. So I went to the doctor like, hey, man, this what happened. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. I was minding my own business, doing the Lord's work, trying to be saved, going into another new year. Somebody fell on my pinky toe. And she was like, oh, let's get an x-ray. And she was like, oh, yeah, baby, your toe broken. And y'all, it was January. So I couldn't wear no shoes. It was January. I'm walking around the grocery store with flip-flops on, everybody looking at me crazy and stuff. And I was just like, oh, my God. And then when she sat up here, I said, do I need surgery? Like, what's going to happen? She's like, oh, no, you can't do anything because it's your toe. So you just got to tape your toe to your other toe, and that's it. I said, so, bitch, you couldn't tell me all this before I sit up here and racked up this damn doctor's bill for you to tell me to tape my damn toe to the other toe? What? So, yeah. So, how I broke this toe, my second toe, I was cleaning and putting stuff up in the cabinet, okay? And you know how you can see your light flash before your eyes? Like, you can see, like, that's so brave you get the... And then you can see what's about to happen, but your body can't move. So I saw the thing falling from the top shelf, right? And I was like, damn, that looked heavy as hell. But I was like, but maybe I can move my foot out the way before it actually falls and hits me. But my body was moving too slow. And all this shit, it just fell on my damn toe and it hurt. And I was on the phone too, and I had to pause. I had to be like, I gotta call you back because this really hurts. And I'm trying not to curse because I know your mama in the background. I'm trying to be respectful. So yeah, it's been a week. It still hurts. It looks like it's a little swollen. So yeah, that's just where we're at. I think I broke another toe. So yeah, you got to be more careful, okay? You got to be more careful. Do I think that Keisha, James, you giving me 7,500 or what? I don't understand. Do I think Keisha will be okay with giving her baby weight? No. I think as soon as she saw the lady holding her baby, it was no. I don't think she's gonna want to do it. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, so yeah, that's this week's episode, y'all. I'll do this at 10 o'clock after the episode. 7,500 prices. Look, I was so pissed about that doctor's bill. I'll keep doing these at 10 p.m. So I'll make sure that I put the thumbnail up so you guys can see ahead of time when I'm going to be doing it. Are there any other shows you guys want to do live streams for or anything like that? Or is this just it? Are y'all still watching Run the World? How do I like season 4 compared to season 3? I mean, I thought that the Shai had a very strong start to the season. I really did. I just think that these storylines that they're doing just doesn't make sense for these characters. I mean, we've been watching these characters for 4 seasons now. And they're pretty much like, we know how these characters react to certain situations. So I think the whole thing with Tracy and having her really find herself and understand her power that she has, it just doesn't make sense. Dre and Nita don't make sense. The fact that Nita's gonna start having a whole affair with the brat next week don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I might actually schedule Cruel Summer Handmaids for the times it would normally come on. So I might just do like an early live stream for Cruel Summer on Tuesday, and I might do a live stream for baby, what you call that show? The Handmaid's Tale on Wednesday. I think that might be a little bit easier. So yeah. So I like this format. I think we're going to do this format until I can compel myself to put on makeup and actually record. We might be doing this format for a little minute. I got to find some new shows to put y'all on to. I got to figure this out. Bear with me as I go through this time of need. But I do want to put y'all this show Sex Life coming out this weekend. Y'all going to watch that. We're going to have to do a live stream about that. What is this encore show y'all keep telling me about? I don't even have BET. They don't come on my Hulu plan. So yeah. Now Shantae, they snatched that baby so damn quick. I said, damn, y'all not gonna let her hold the baby. But I think sometimes they do that because they don't want you to become attached. Because as soon as that baby is in your arms, it's a wrap. Gangs of London is actually really good. Gangs of London is really good. I've watched Gangs of London. It's a good show. If you guys have AMC or AMC Plus, the whole season is on there. It's really good. What you mean they just had they added it to Hulu Live? Oh, this is like a real show. When Kev had counseling, he said they were all over him, but the episode before he was out for 2 days without saying nothing. Don't none of this make sense. Yeah, you're not supposed to hold your baby because they'll get attached. So yeah. Oh, I'll have to watch an episode, but yeah, we don't get none of that. So they added MTV and VH1 too, so I can finally watch the award shows. I be having to bootleg, log into other people's, my friends' accounts to be watching stuff. What is this call on, baby? The way my hair is getting tangled, it's just too much. I'm taking all this crap out of my damn hair. Dang. Okay. Well, I gotta take my behind the bed, and I gotta go to work in the morning. Blind Spot is good too. I need to start reviewing Blind Spotting. What did you think so far, Monique? Can birth mothers take back children? I think once you sign the paperwork, then I don't know. Oh, okay, thank you, Sheree. Shoot, let me go see what shows up here on this Hulu. They didn't even send me no email. Did they send us an email about this? The Flatbush misdemeanors. I had saw that. I was wondering if it was good or not. Are y'all watching In Treatment? Thank you, Mrs. D. I'm just struggling right now because did this crap fall out? This is so annoying. I'm just taking this stuff out. I feel so free. Okay, yeah, In Treatment is really good. Get to episode 4, you'll be hooked. Yes, In Treatment is good. Watch this new season. Y'all know I'm gonna be there for American Horror Story, so don't y'all fret, okay? I don't know why I use the word fret, but I felt like that was a great word choice just now. That came out of nowhere. So yeah. Okay, I'm finna take my black ass to bed and finish watching my nightly episode of Atypical. Does anyone watch Atypical? Has anyone seen Atypical? Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's my show I watch before I go to bed now. You gotta have just a nice neutral show. Ain't nothing too crazy happening that you could just watch. So let me see. You know, I need to email them. Thank you. Hey, Ambria, where you been? Let me see when American Horror Story. I need to email them. Pray for me, y'all. Pray that they give me access to American Horror Story because you already know how it be. What's Atypical? Atypical is a show about this kid that has autism. It's kind of like a comedy. It's 30-minute episodes. Season 4 is about to come out. I'm not gonna say a date because I don't know if they've announced the date yet. But if you haven't watched it, I will catch up now before season 4. Yes, it's one more season that's coming out very shortly. So I'm trying to catch up. I haven't watched it in so long that I had to start back over from the first season. So I'm on season 2 now, and I'll be finished. I'm just gonna watch it all the way through to season 4 this week. But yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to be looking up American Horror Story. AHS premiere. Let's see. Oh, for Summer Scares, beginning with the premiere of American Horror Story. So this is like the prequels. This is like the prequel stuff, right? You know, I thought we had canceled Michael Rappaport, but I didn't know. Oh, also too, y'all, update on my skin. I just said I'm going to a dermatologist on Wednesday. I made my appointment. I'm finna tell them, give me all the pills in the world that I can take, okay? Because I'm sick of this. So the 10th season of American Horror Story comes out on August 25th. And then the American Horror Stories is one of the spinoffs that will come every Thursday. So it comes on July 15th. So y'all already know I got y'all. And I'll be recapping all of the stuff. So y'all ain't even got to worry. Hopefully they give me access to it. Why is my computer not charging? Well, that's disrespectful. Child, my car was starting to go out on me. My damn key don't work. I mean, child, I ain't got it plugged in. That's why. Wait, you can't watch. You can watch his eye. We're going to watch it together. They just finished Insecure, so it should be coming back. Coven is the best season because Apocalypse started off so good and then it just got really weird. So July 15th for one of the prequel shows, and then August, I forgot that quick. August something for American Horror Story season 10. What, Lock? So yeah. So y'all not gonna get rid of me. We're gonna find another show to hype up. I hope we can find another show like Cruel Summer that we didn't know about that ends up being super good, but I don't know. I hated Asylum. Murder House was really good. Murder House and Coven are my favorite 2 seasons, which is why I was so excited for Apocalypse because it combined my favorite 2 seasons together. Asylum was terrible. Asylum is terrible. I hated Asylum. That was just weird. And then they got the whole alien thing. I was just like, yeah. It's like every other season of American Horror Story is good. So we'll see how this season is gonna be. But yeah. Well, yes, there's 2 American Horror Stories. So they're doing a spin-off series where they tell different stories every week, and then they have the regular American Horror Story, which is going to premiere in August. Alpha. It could have been so freaking good, but it wasn't. But yeah. So I'm a sucker for it too, Locke. But I need to go to bed. I love you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in with me, talking about this week's episode of The Shy. I will be back at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about next week's episode. I will make sure that I watch it, and we will have a good little discussion together as we figure out how in the hell they're going to have the Brat and Nina sleeping together. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm still hoping that it's Reggie who shot Doodah, but he was looking fine as hell in that tux, by the way. But yeah, so we shall see what's going to happen. Sheree, they need them ratings. They can't wait no more months for October to come. They need to go ahead and get them ratings now. But I hope that you guys have a really great week. Thank you for always listening and chatting back and forth. I really do appreciate you so much. But I hope you have a good week. Protect your energy, protect your peace, and don't let nobody steal your joy. And I need some water. Sorry. I hope that everyone has a really great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Good night. Until the next time. Night.